Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we're taking a closer look at the new Ginault silent service, the third model from Ginault and one that is a step away from the pure Rolex homage that the Ocean Rover was. Ocean Rover, that I also featured on the channel, can be seen as greatest hits compilation of different Rolex Submariner variants and generations, while this model takes a more original approach. The case is still inspired by the Sub, but this time it is a mix of a 5-digit Rolex shape and finish and bulk of the new maxi case models. Not as massive as the 116 Sub, but also not as dainty as the 5-digit ones. It is somewhere in between, like their own variant of the new 126 Sub. Personally, I like it a lot, as dimension-wise it is almost the same as my Sub, but with more elaborate finish that features the bevel that separates the sides from the top. Finish is amazing, something we're used to with Ginault, and I have no reason to doubt their claim of hand finishing everything. Some people complained about the finish of the case tops, which features angled and deeper brushing, doesn't match the linear and slightly finer brushing of the bracelet. But I think that was done intentionally, to mimic the 5-digit Rolexes that also had that same clash, something Rolex changed with the 6-digit references where the finish is the same on the bracelet and the watch. I personally like it, as it makes the case stand out more. The bracelet is excellent, and Ginault is one of the very few that knows how to make a properly shaped male end link. Featuring solid links held with screws, solid end links, and a machined clasp with on-the-fly adjustment, it is almost as good as the original it was inspired with. I say almost, as the on-the-fly adjustment, on this example at least, is not as smooth as on my Sub, but it is among the best I tried. The bezel, dial, and hands take things down a more original route, although to me it looks like those parts were inspired by Omega. The sapphire bezel insert with loomed markers reminds me of the one found on the Omega Ploprof, while the dial and hands remind me of the original non-bond Seamaster, one of the best Omega designs ever, in my opinion. Unlike the Ocean Rover that came with that beautiful glossy lacquer dial, this one has a more utilitarian matte finish. In the unboxing, I said I would have preferred the glossy black one, but during these couple of weeks of wearing it, I changed my mind. This matte one, although not as lustrous as the glossy one, is so legible and makes the hands and markers stand out and pop so much, I actually ended up liking it more. The pop I describe is even more apparent thanks to what has to be the best anti-reflection application I have ever seen. I simply cannot believe their claim the AR is applied on the inside of the crystal only. It is so good that most of the time the crystal simply isn't there. Compared to my Sub that also features inner AR, the difference is night and day. I tried to aim the angles on both watches to get at least some reflection, and at those angles, Rolex looks hazy with clearly visible crystal, while Ginault almost pulls the invisible crystal trick, even at these angles. Whatever they're using is very impressive, and it is one area where they not only beat the Sub, but pretty much anything else on the market. Another area where this beats pretty much anything I tried, except the Sub and my Emperor Tuna, is the bezel action. With smooth and soft clicks but consistent and just right amount of resistance and precision, it is a joy to use, both in tactile feel and sound. Again, I don't know how they did it, but this is how every bezel should feel and operate. The fit and finish of everything is very well done with minimal amount of foreign material and irregularities, explaining the relatively high price of this compared to other microbrand offerings on the market. Is it better than the Submariner? No, but as a standalone watch and considering the price, it is one of the best I handled. The fit and finish, the movement performance, and the fact they bothered to regulate it and test it over a 6-week period, then the packaging and everything we get with the watch is simply on another level compared to other micro brands and even some established brands. But me being me, of course, I cannot say it is perfect, and have two things that bother me and wish they changed. The first is the finish on the bezel. Not the teeth themselves, but the area between the teeth. It just looks unfinished and is not on the same level as the rest of the watch. And the second one is the text on the dial. I didn't like it on the Ocean Rover and I don't like it here. The amount of text is not the problem, as I understand they went for that Rolex look, and it actually is balanced out quite well. It is the choice of words. Just like what I said in my Ocean Rover review, when you read it, it sounds like an AliExpress version of the text used by Rolex. And that is something I don't like and still hope they offer an alternative minimum text variant of the dial for the customers to choose. If not for this model, then for whatever they release in the future. I'm really liking the direction Ginault is taking, moving more and more away from an homage watch to a more original one, and hope they get even more brave and make a completely original design in the future, as everything else they have covered. Quality, attention to detail, the feel of luxury and occasion, and pricing, everything is there to make them great, and the silent service is one hell of a watch for the money. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.